I'm a local holistic nutritional therapist and life coach in Vegas. And basically, we just change people's lives by getting them to feel amazing. And that's our big focus. We're not a weight loss company. We're not here to get someone into a bikini in 10 weeks. Although that does happen, really what we're focused on is health and optimal health markers and feeling amazing. And we do that with a bunch of different things. Um, so I just wanted to say welcome to the Philippines. I hope I got the right flag up there. All right. So to give you just a little bit of perspective, I wasn't always like really healthy. I'm 42 years old and I feel amazing. But when I grew up, I was eating a lot of things that I think a lot of people come to work with us were eating. So I grew up on processed food, macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches, and cereal. And, maybe some of us are still eating this stuff right now. But my point with this is that I grew up like a lot of people grew up. I was just doing things that I just didn't know. I didn't even have a concept of what nutrition was or healthy eating was. Um, and as I was growing up, my goals, as I got to be a little bit more of an adult, I had goals that were similar to a lot of people. So I wanted to feel good. I wanted to have an optimal body weight and composition. I wanted to be attractive to the opposite sex. I wanted to have confidence and I wanted health and I wanted to have good fitness and performance. And the things that I was doing to try to get there was what a lot of people are doing these days, or what a lot of people think are healthy. So I was lifting a lot of weights, doing a lot of cardio. I ate oatmeal, whole grains, yogurt for breakfast. I avoided meat because we're all told that meat causes cancer and cholesterol issues and heart disease. I ate chicken breast and egg whites and salads. I did some juices and protein shakes and protein bars. I counted calories. I ate every 2 or 3 hours to keep my metabolism stoked. And then I even went vegetarian and vegan for a little bit to try to make myself a little bit more healthy. And so in 2006, I went in for my first checkup since being out of the military, and I was a wreck. Like I was a mess. So if you could see what my body looks like right now, it looks nothing like that. At my worst, I was almost 300 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. I was taking Claritin every day for allergies, Zantac every day for indigestion, high blood pressure meds. I was on a statin for my lipid numbers. I was tired all the time, couldn't sleep straight, couldn't think straight, just didn't feel good and didn't even realize that I didn't feel good. But looking back now, I realize that. And so this is me today. This is kind of my progression from when I was in college in 1999. And slowly but surely over time, I progressed and kept getting more unhealthy. But it was a very slow process, so I didn't notice it as it was happening. And then here I am today. I'm 42 years old, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. And everything about me is better than it was in my 20s. I'm healthier. All the health markers you can measure are better. My fitness performance is better. In this gym that I work out at, I'm competing against people in their 20s, and I'm usually at the top of the leaderboard. And just everything about me is better. And this is what we want to share with the world: is this, these foundations that just make us feel amazing, and it gives everyone everything that they're looking for. And I understand that body composition is important to everyone, and it's important to me too, but really the focus is health and feeling good. And when you start to figure out what to do to feel good, the body composition piece is just part of it. But the bigger part of it is, when you feel good, everything about your life changes. Like you're better at work, you're better with your family, you're better in your relationships. I mean, just everything in your life changes. So we have a mission to empower the planet with the freedom that comes from understanding, implementing, and experiencing our foundations. And our foundations for health are listed out right here. So real food is a big part of what we do. Setting circadian rhythms, which is improving sleep patterns based on the rising and setting of the sun. We're big into meditation and mindfulness practices, grounding and being outdoors in nature, functional fitness. We love CrossFit. We also love F45. We've got a couple of F45 gyms here locally. One of my best friends owns one, and I love it. I love the concept of functional fitness and moving from one movement to the next to the next. And then giving people natural solutions for their home that gives them non-toxic alternatives to medications and cleaning options. And then also we're really big on cultivating community and interacting with other people. So when you tie all this stuff together, this is the formula for feeling amazing. And I had my first indication that something was wrong. So back when I was trying to do everything that I thought was healthy that I didn't know was not healthy, I had this indication that something was wrong when I looked around at everything that was going on. And so right now I'm going to talk about things from the United States, but I think they still apply, to the Philippines. So when I looked around, most of the information that we were getting was coming from the USDA food pyramid, which back then was the pyramid. Nowadays it's the My Plate guidelines, and I think they're changing it into something else. But we have all this dietary advice from the USDA, the American Heart Association, the American Diabetic Association, Dietetic Association, Cancer Society. And with all that information, we have the highest rate of obesity of any place on the planet, which almost doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about having access to all this supposed health information. And then we also have the highest consumption of commercial processed dairy products in the world. And we also have the highest consumption of calcium supplements in the world. And yet we even have prescription strength supplements like Boniva. And with all that, we have the highest rates of osteoporosis and arthritic conditions in the world. So something doesn't add up. If I'm consuming a lot of these processed dairy products and taking calcium, and yet we still have the highest rates of osteoporosis and arthritic conditions in the world, something's not making sense there. And then my favorite is we have the highest consumption of heart healthy, low fat, no fat, whole grain, whole wheat versions of everything that you can think of. And the reason that we're consuming these low fat, whole wheat versions of everything is because we're trying to avoid the things that we think causes heart disease. And yet we have the highest rates of cardiovascular disease in the world. So again, it's like everything that we're doing, the opposite is happening. Everything that we're trying to prevent is getting worse. I got most of my nutrition and fitness information from magazines like Flex and Muscle and Fitness, and I'm not sure if these things were available to you guys. I think a lot of people get information from Dr. Oz, Oprah, the Today Show, the evening news. And like we mentioned before, we have all this information. We have over 4,500 different diets in the United States. We are the most intelligent animal species on the planet, and we can't figure out what the hell we're supposed to eat, which is crazy. And, most people are taking a ton of over-the-counter medications. I mean, almost everyone pops Tylenol, Aleve, Claritin, like it's just an everyday thing. And most people don't understand that they're exposed to a lot of toxins on a daily basis. So all their cleaning detergents, their dishwashing soaps, their Glade candles, their little dryer sheets, and all these different things, like the toxins in these things add up and they cause all kinds of different problems. And most people aren't aware of it. And then we're all told that it's bad to get sun exposure, even though for most of our existence as human beings on this earth, we co-evolve with the sun. We do everything we can to avoid sun exposure and put sunscreen on ourselves. Most of us, and maybe not all of you in here, I'm just saying people in general, spend a lot of time watching TV, numbing out, sitting on the couch. And another thing that just drives me crazy is we're all obsessed with being clean and hand sanitizers and antibacterial soaps and things like that. And when you understand how health is supposed to be, we need sun exposure, we need to be active, and we need to not be disinfecting ourselves all the time because we have bacteria that live on us that need to survive in order for us to be healthy. And again, this is American information, and I think it probably is somewhat relevant because we've exported our unhealthiness everywhere. But the most expensive and common conditions we see in America are mental and emotional disorders, arthritis, COPD and asthma, obesity, cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. And if we look at some statistics, these are 2015 statistics. The US spends over $3.5 trillion per year, or $6 million per minute, or $10,000 per year per man, woman, and child on healthcare, which is more than any other nation on the planet. And yet, when you rank us, we're almost dead last when you compare us to the industrial world as far as health goes. So when you think about it like this, we have more money going to finding the cure and combating cancer and cardiovascular disease and all these issues that we're dealing with. We have more money going to these problems, and yet the problems keep getting worse and more problematic. So if I'm trying to build this business that I have here, and someone was giving me that much money and I was making matters worse and I wasn't improving my business, I would go out of business. But that doesn't happen with governments, you know? So it's rare that you put that much money into a problem and it gets worse and more problematic unless you're doing the wrong damn thing, which is what we've been doing for the past 40 and 50 years. So then my second indication that something was wrong was when I noticed my condition and that of my clients and the people that we work with. So like I mentioned before, back in 2006, I was a wreck. And then if you start to look at the most common issues and symptoms that I was experiencing, and that also our clients and challengees experience: low energy levels, chronic digestive issues, poor sleep patterns, inflammation, skin issues, obviously poor body composition was a big piece. And then on the mental and emotional front, we all have problems focusing, poor mental clarity, emotional instability, depression and sadness, and in general just don't feel good and have no motivation and no dreams. And this is the majority of the people that we work with when they first come to see us. When it comes to sleep, like most people stay up late at night every night. They wake up early every morning because they can't sleep in, and when they try to sleep in, they just don't feel rested, and they're always tired. And so we had this realization. I had a realization a long time ago, and this is the one that we try to get people to come to here. And that is, if what you're doing isn't working, if you're still tired, if you can't lose weight, or you have other unresolved symptoms or issues, you have to consider the possibility, however unlikely, that some of what you think is healthy isn't. And that was really hard for me to come to terms with, because I prided myself on trying to do what I thought was healthy, but what I thought was healthy was just completely incorrect. And so what we try to bring people is freedom, because we bring people the truth about nutrition, the truth about how to sleep properly, the truth about everything health related. And it's very freeing because it's different from what everyone else is doing. But when you look at what everyone else is doing, everyone else is suffering. Our people are strong and fit and lean and healthy and feel amazing, and they're vibrant and they're happy all the time, and they're not aggravated and sad and down and upset. And it's a life changer. It really is. So we teach people what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat, and you learn this for a lifetime. So what if I told you that I could tell you, I could help you figure food out for a lifetime? Now think about that. How many of us have bounced in and out of different kinds of diets and ways of eating to try to fix problems, only to go back to what we think is unhealthy again because nothing ever sticks? I'm here to tell you that we can tell you what to eat for life. You never have to question what you're supposed to eat again for the rest of your life. And by the way, we eat a lot of great things. Now, Premier and I have already talked about what you have access to. And so we'll have to come up with some strategies about how to get access to the good things. But, a lot of people come to work with us and they think that they're going to eat salad and carrots for the rest of their life. And we love meat. We love meat, and we love fats, and we love everything that humans are supposed to eat, which includes produce and vegetables and fruits and things. But it's not very restrictive at all. We have access to a lot of different things. And then we'll teach you exactly what you have to do to sleep like a freaking champ every day, all day, I mean, every day of the year. It's just, sleeping is such a huge, crucial part of what we do, and it's so simple to address. And then we'll teach you how to have strong, consistent energy levels all day, every day. And I know a lot of us probably aren't comfortable talking about poop, but in our world, we talk about poop all the time. So we'll teach you how to have strong, consistent digestion every day. And then beautiful skin. I don't know if most people know this, but beautiful skin comes from within. And a lot of people come to us and they have skin issues. And, skin issues are a direct reflection of the digestive system. When you learn how to eat real food properly, the digestive system heals, and then your skin starts to look better automatically. And it's something that we hear back from most people when they go through our progressions. We're going to teach you all about natural solutions for your home and what things to avoid, what things you need to be aware of as far as toxins go. Obviously, optimal body composition is a big piece of what we do, and it just fits in with all the other things that we address. This is a progression picture of our photographer here in Las Vegas, and she's just one of many people that have seen like tremendous body composition changes over time. And like we mentioned before, we're big on social connection and interaction. And I think there, you're going to be able to head up, a lot of social events, or at least just keeping people together and plugged in. We have a great Facebook group that everyone will get introduced to. So there'll be a lot of support there. You'll meet some people here in America. And, all these people are amazing. They've been through this program and they understand what you're going through or what you will be going through. And then I'm not sure if anyone here, I think I can see most people. So does anyone here meditate at all on a regular basis to some degree? If you want to raise your hand a little bit, if I could see that. Yeah, couple, a couple of people. Okay. So we're really big on, I was having a great conversation with someone about this today. And, we all want to have amazing lives. We all have dreams and things that we want to accomplish. And I think when we're younger, that's definitely true. You're told you can grow up to be and do anything. And then you get sucked into life. You get sucked into a job and doing what you feel like you have to do to make money, and you kind of lose yourself a little bit. And what we find happen is when you start to figure out how to eat properly and how to do all these different things that make you feel amazing, all of a sudden you start to think different. Your emotions are different. You interact with your world and your environment different. And then we teach you how to cultivate a morning process where we teach you how to meditate and we teach you how to think about things you want in your life. And it opens up a whole new world for people because all of a sudden they start to create the life of their dreams. And it all starts with feeling amazing. If you don't feel amazing, it's really hard to do this deep work. So this is what we would consider symptoms of going through this program. And on the left-hand side, we have physiological symptoms. So constant well-being, increased energy, better sleep patterns, improved body composition, stronger digestion, clearer skin, being less hungry less often, less frequency of meals. So most people that come to work with us are trying to eat every 2 or 3 hours, or sometimes they don't feel good if they don't eat every 2 or 3 hours. Most of our people eat 2 times a day, 1 time a day, sometimes 3 times a day. On the right-hand side, we have a lot of the mental and emotional things like laser focus and mental clarity and emotional stability, noticing more coincidences and synchronicities. And then people's lives just change. They have dreams again, they have goals again, they see growth in all areas of their life. It's really, really a beautiful thing to watch in people. And, just in case you're experiencing some of these conditions that we had talked about or mentioned before, everything can be improved and prevented, like everything. This idea that as we get older, it's natural for us to start to decline and start to develop issues and lose health is an American-based view of health, where the reality is if you learn how to eat properly and do all the different things that we learn, wherever you are, you can get better, and better is better. You know, like I said, I'm better than I was in my 20s. I don't know how much more better I can get, but I'm going to keep moving forward with this. And everything can be either improved or prevented. You know, so no matter where you are right now, you can get better. I can't guarantee you how much better you're going to get, but all of us would agree, like, better is better. I'd rather be better from where I'm at right now than not better. And the question is, how much better can you get? And that's what you find out when you start to mess with all this stuff. And so I hope most of us are familiar with Star Wars. You know, I liken this to like a hero's journey. You know, we've been through this process. We understand this information pretty well. So you're the hero in this whole story. This is your journey. This is your exciting adventure that you get to participate in. And if you really embrace it and, you know, you open yourself to it and you open yourself to learning new information, it is just like a hero's journey. It is a journey of a lifetime. You're the hero. You're like Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia, and you have to learn it. You have to do it. You have to live it. I'm like the ugly bald guy in the background. I'm like Yoda, you know? So we give you guidance and support, and we teach you that through our foundations. I don't think I'm an ugly bald guy, by the way. I think I'm a good-looking bald guy, but whatever. All right, so in your handouts, we have a sheet that is superhuman transformation details, and if we could look at that, I'm just going to go over the details of the program, and then we can ask questions and see, you know, what kind of questions we have. Can I get a thumbs up if you can still hear me okay? All right. All right, so the superhuman transformation, we abbreviated SHT, which we love, because we get to say, I am the SHT, we are the SHT, that is the SHT, you know, we love it. But so it's a 10-week progression, and it takes you through all these different foundations. The only thing that we don't do is functional fitness training, which you already have that at F45. We hold educational meetings every 2 weeks, and those meetings will last about an hour to an hour and a half. At the end of every meeting, we cover temporary goals for the next 2 weeks. In between the meetings, we all have a journal, so we're journaling, we're checking off goals. And at the end of 10 weeks, we've had a total of 6 meetings, and that's a progression that's enough to get people feeling amazing. You know, by the end of 10 weeks, most people, if they've been diligent with the program, are on a completely different life trajectory. Some of the educational topics that we master as we go through the course: we teach you how to eat for maximum energy levels throughout the day and how to train your body to be self-sufficient with energy. And really what that means is we try to train your body how to use fat for fuel, your own body fat for fuel. We do experiment with a low-carb approach, and we teach you how to do it properly. We teach you how to test your body for starches and sugars and dairy products and nuts and seeds and legumes, because there's some things in the real food realm that some of us may or may not do well on, and we need to figure out what those things are. We do experiment with some fasting protocols. We call it strategic fasting. We talk about how to improve your energy levels, maximize your sleep patterns, and optimize your hormonal patterns by teaching you principles about circadian rhythms. We talk a little bit about the benefits of grounding and being outdoors and being in nature. And we mentioned before, we help you to cultivate a morning process that includes gratitude, meditation, and envisioning. We teach you how to meditate in several different ways. And then again, we're focused on community. We understand the importance of community and social interaction. Since this is an online, you know, kind of remote program that we're looking at, the ways that we would measure progress is we would ask you to take your own before and after pictures, and we'll give you some guidelines on how to do that. We also have some guidelines on how to take measurements, so we'll send you a video on that. If possible, we'd recommend taking like fasting glucose numbers, maybe some blood pressure markers, and then we also send you a symptom questionnaire so that we can track symptoms throughout the program. And then we will also take time at the first meeting to write down the things that you want to see change so that you can measure progress in your own way. And so we take some time to sit down and think about what those things are for yourself as an individual. At every meeting, we do what we call diligence grading. So we get together at every meeting and we grade ourselves based on how much work we've put into the program. So every person that participates, we get 6 educational meetings that last about an hour and a half every 2 weeks. Everyone gets a journal, guide, manual, and some handouts. We have a constant stream of YouTube videos, documentaries, and blog posts that we send out in between the meetings. So we have 6 total meetings, but in between those meetings, we have a ton of other information coming out to keep you motivated and keep you engaged and keep you moving forward. And then you have access to our amazing Facebook group. And then there's a ton of love and support here for you because we really just want to see people get down this path. And we'll do anything that we can to support anyone moving forward. Like we really will. I think the more that you interact with us, the more you'll see what we're doing is from the heart and has the right intention. And anything that we can do to help you down your path, we'll do it. So online meetings will be just like we're doing right here. If you miss a meeting, we will record the meetings, so you'll be able to access those meetings afterwards, but we highly encourage that you come to the meeting so that you can ask questions. And like we mentioned, we'll have handouts and a guide and a folder. We have a virtual shopping tour where we'll teach you how to shop, and I understand the grocery stores there are going to be different from what we have access to here, but still it'll be a really good learning experience for you. We have a natural solutions whole workshop that we send that's a video-based workshop. And then we mentioned before, we have all this different supportive media in between. So the pricing that we typically charge for people here locally has been $365. But Premier's worked out a deal with us. And so we're charging $150 per person. And then we're also working on a monthly membership program, which would equate it to, I think it's going to be about $20 a month if you commit to a year, where you'll have access to all our different programs on an annual basis. And we're ready to launch that here pretty soon. But the deal that we have for sure going right now would be $150 per person. If we get this membership thing figured out within the next couple of weeks, then we'll definitely hand out some information on that and let you guys know of that. So what questions do we have on anything that we covered, all the different, points about the program? And if someone has a question, I think it's kind of hard for me to hear. If Premier, if you can field the question and just come up to the mic and so I can hear you, what questions do we have about the program?
I have a question, Paul.
Yes.
Paul, what's been the biggest myth that you've had to, straight people from? It's like some people come to you with a fact that they think is fact. But what's been the biggest false thing that we've been taught?
Can you come up to the mic and ask that? Because I couldn't hear that. There we go. I'm not sure where the mic is. Can you come up to the mic?
Hey, hold on. Is it on me?
There we go. I can hear you now. Okay, can you step out right in front of the TV and then just face the TV? There you go, right there, and say it right there. There we go.
What's been the biggest health myth, Paul, from your clients?
Oh, man, the biggest health myth, I'll wrap it into a few different things. Oh, man, I'd say the biggest one is that fat is bad for you. You know, that fat, like things like butter and animal fats, like for some reason cause issues. And when you think about fats like butter and animal fats, like they're ancestral, they're traditional fats. You know, we've been consuming those things for our entire existence as human beings. And the problem is that industry and organizations and associations that don't have our best interest at heart have manipulated the information that comes out And so majority of people come to see us and they're afraid of fat. They're eating the wrong fats. They're doing a lot of vegetable oils, soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils, fake butters and spreads. Like, I can't believe it's not butter. And these are actually the most unhealthy compounds on the planet that you could possibly consume. So I'd say that this fat issue that we're in is one of the biggest ones. And then also, I don't know if this is prevalent in the Philippines, but here in America, like, most people are scared to eat meat because we're told that meat causes cancer and heart issues and all this other stuff. And again, we've been eating meat for our entire existence as human beings, and it's extremely helpful, you know. So we're big on education. So when we go through, you know, the foods that we recommend eating and how to eat them, we tell you why. We give you an ancestral perspective. We give you some science and some relevant research and information. But I think those are the two biggest things: is fat and meat. You know, we're big fat eaters. We're big meat eaters. We're also big plant matter eaters. But, you know, we embrace things that I think most people think are unhealthy. Did you ask something? If it's way easier if you get in front. I don't know why, but the mic. There you go. You have to get right in front of the TV because for some reason I can't hear it otherwise.
We were Filipinos. We never have questions. I'm asking.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Hey, that means I did a good job presenting.
Come on, Lauren.
Yeah, come on up and I'll repeat the question if you got a question. You got to stand right in front of the TV though. What's up?
Hi, I'm from the UK. I'm the token foreigner. Is it an all or nothing course? Can you take aspects of it and utilize it and still benefit, or do you have to commit to every aspect of what you're going to show?
What aspect are you uncomfortable with, or do you not want to learn about?
Actually, it's not that I'm uncomfortable, but like a lot of people, I don't have a lot of control over certain things. Like I do a lot of shift work. I have to eat in places where I cannot control the food that I eat, for instance. So I'm in these situations. Do I still benefit?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great question. So your question is, am I still going to benefit from this program if I'm in a situation where I feel like I don't have all the control that I want to make this happen the way that I want to? So this is the way that we look at it. You know, this is a really crucial matter. Like, this is, you know, for a lot of people, it's about, you know, they're about body composition. They want to lose a little bit of belly fat. But like, what we're talking about here is a crucial matter. I mean, we're talking about long-term health, longevity, quality of life, not being on a fistful of medications, and being able to carry your own groceries up the freaking stairs. You know what I mean? So if it was me, I would rather learn this information, even if I didn't feel like I could implement it perfectly, because in learning the information, you can't unlearn it. And once you understand what you're supposed to do, you can't help but make better choices. And what you're going to find is that no matter where you are, no matter, you know, what situation you're in, there are options. There are better options, you know? So we've got a ton of people that live in eat out of cafeterias and do shift work, and firefighters and police people and municipality workers and, you know, you name it. And of course, you know, they are limited in what they have access to, but when they learn what they're supposed to eat, they can make better decisions and healthier decisions and ask for special requests and things like that. So yeah, you can make this work in just about any situation. And, you know, at a minimum, just understanding what you're supposed to do is going to change your life, because when you can make the right decisions, you'll know what you need to do, even though you're not going to be perfect all the time with it. Does that help?
Yes.
Cool. Anybody else? Come on up. Speak to the man.
I think it's a good talk.
Say again?
Thank you.
Yeah, this is great.
Thank you so much. We'll get and then we'll forward it over, and then we'll talk some more from there.
Yeah, we have interest sheets. So if everyone would take a moment and fill out the interest sheet and hand those into Premier. Basically, the interest sheet just has name, email, contact information. You know, if you know for sure you're interested, you can let us know. If you have something else that you'd like information on, let us know, and we can get that information out to you. We'll do a follow-up email or something.
So it's way past your bedtime. So thank you again for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. Thank you so much.
Everyone say bye.
All right, love y'all.
I love you. Bye.
All right, bye.